You know what I think is the language of God? I would say it's silence. No words, no concepts. Just strict
And what makes
silence
it that?
being. I don't
Why?
know. I just have a feeling that's where all of like good things happen. You know? It's like natural. Like look at all the animals and all the little critters. You don't see them blabbing all the time.
I don't know, bro. Someone has this cat that's always like meh, meh,
Yeah.
meh, all
They
day.
use it to like communicate immediately for very quick things for survival. But other than that, they got nothing to talk about. It's just like let's just enjoy. Just be
What about
simple.
birds that are just chirping away?
Yeah, they're communicating at that time.
Are
But when
they?
the time to communicate is over, they stop chirping. There's nothing to chirp about. Whereas we just chirp and chirp and chirp and
What do you
we
mean? What
never
about birds that are stuck in a
stop
cage and
talking.
there's no birds around and they're just chirping away?
Yeah,
Birds do
they're
that.
they're like crazy people. They're like us when you put a crazy person in solitary for 20
Oh
years. They
damn, that's
fucking talk
messed
to
up, dude.
themselves because they're
Oh
crazy.
damn,
Those are
that's
crazy ass
crazy.
birds. Those are
There's
messed
slaves
up.
that are just like,
Yeah, dude, they're
oh dude,
confined, man. That bird is put on this world to fly and to soar, and you've put him in a cage. No love, no understanding. It's
damn.
sad. Any animal in a cage just like hurts. But then we look at ourselves. Look at the cages we've built. We used to just walk and roam the earth. And we used to be in bands of 50 people, 60 people. And we would go and we would forage and we would eat what this earth has to offer us. And we had no boundaries. There was no fake walls of this is my country, this is your land, this is my land, that we own things. It was just open world. And we
I
lived
don't know, man.
outside.
I don't
And
know
we
how much I
didn't have
believe that.
cages.
Like,
How
what
could
if
you
we?
not? It's like,
I just don't believe that, bro. Like,
okay,
I'm
like
saying,
what did
if
people
you had
do
two
for
humans,
thousands of
okay,
years?
hold on. If you have people, right, like in a
Yeah.
general area, they're gonna have their own like little bubble of space that
Oh, they
they,
did for sure.
right.
But it
So
was
that's the same
huge,
thing.
not tiny. It
What do you
wasn't
mean?
a 1,200 acre thing. It was
It's
hundreds
just
of
like the dog
miles.
that it was just like the dog that goes and like pisses in his like area and he's like, "This is mine." We probably did way worse stuff than that.
No, we for sure did. We knew our
Okay, so
territories and we were like lions. Like you come into this territory and take our food, we're battling, we're fighting.
right.
100%.
Okay.
But the prison we were in was massive. It's like, yeah, we fought over some territory, but at the same time we had
You're assuming that. How do you know?
thousands of, because it's just like archaeology. They just know that shit. They see bands of these 60 bands were killed here. They're obviously slain by the bone things. We're seeing torn, like in the bones, you could see like knives hitting them or different things. Like, okay, we're gonna assume that these people in their diet, their teeth, you could pull up their diets, what they were eating. So much like, and it all comes from that book Sapiens. Pretty much everything I know about this, but
Yeah.
like how those people used to live and like how much land they would roam, and like what makes sense. But you never lived in a small confined place, not under the stars, and full of like all this bullshit that we have to deal with and getting a job and all that shit.
You don't think they have to deal
Fucking
with anything?
bullshit. Hell no, dude. They
Get out of
hunted
here.
for 2 hours, or they went and grazed, and they sat under the stars and told stories. They got
Wow.
themselves a wives when they were 12, and they died at 30 in some battle or from diarrhea. Simple, beautiful life.
That sounds awful, dude. Dying of
It's
diarrhea at
amazing.
24.
It's not so bad.
I don't know, man.
I've
I think the life we'd I I think the life we live right now is a lot better than that, dude. Like I could play Tetris and talk to my brother on the phone, and
I don't think so. I think we think we're happier than them, but we're really not.
it's not
We have
about being
so much.
happier. It's not about being happier. I think it's probably the same. I don't think that like there's no evidence to me that supports either side.
It's made,
So
technology
what
is
would
made to make our life easier. But in the process, it's made it so much more difficult, so much more complex. I don't think people back in the days on the prairie were killing themselves. I just can't see that. I can't see someone like, man, I can't stand this lush grass and these nice animals. I'm just gonna off myself. But like now it's like every person wants to fucking kill themselves. Every person is full of stress, fat, tired, sleepy, full of just bullshit. It's like,
No,
I don't think people were dealing with that. Maybe farm days, sure. Peasant days, for sure. Hunter-gatherer days, I can't see it.
we have way more. I don't know, dude. Like, there's more to consider. But I see that there are things
Yeah.
that
I think
you
there's
could
things you
like,
can learn from them, not necessarily better. But
like you
they
can learn
had,
from history. You're saying, like from this data. Like the data is that okay? When we started farming, we lost these types of benefits. Like
yeah.
okay, I get that. But for
You
you to say,
lost the
oh,
benefit
like
of close family, 50 people, and you're always around them. So
yeah,
that creates a lot of like socialness in your life, and people work. That's the number one thing, is being social. But now we went against that. So now we're
but
not
how?
social
Like
because we
I feel like
work.
we're social. I feel like
Not
we're
even
social.
close, dude. Hell no. How many people did you talk to today?
Me?
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe 4, 5.
4. Yeah. How much time did you spend with each person?
Depends who we're talking about.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
No,
30
actually, no.
minutes.
I would go. I talked to a lot of people today.
Yeah.
I played Call of Duty with a few people. We went to
Yeah.
war together.
Yeah.
I shot 2 videos with Meha for Meha's Cuisine.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
then
You spent some
talked to my
time.
wife.
Not as much as if you were in a village of 50 people and you hunted with the boys in the morning. And then you were fucking
It's the
by
same thing.
campfire with the
I went to
elders.
war with
Yeah, it's
my
not the
boys.
same.
Right.
Okay.
That I don't even
You
really know
wrestled
them.
Let's talk about your diet. How many varieties of food did you eat today?
Today. Dude,
Yeah.
I had aruna. Okay,
Probably
you know what
some
aruna is?
hummus
Hold on.
and some
No.
tabbouleh or something.
And
Like 2
you know,
types.
you know what goes into hummus and tabbouleh? You need to watch
Yeah.
Meha's Cuisine season
I
2.
know a bunch of stuff.
But but here's the thing, right? I had like
How many
certain
women did you
foods.
conquer today?
I don't do that anymore.
How many
I'm not a
wives?
caveman. That's not the goal, bro.
I know, just kidding. But
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Back in the day, it might have stayed. It might have stayed the goal for a long time. That might have been
it
like the
probably
way
was,
that we
yeah.
measured.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah. So for us, I
It's
don't have to
still,
worry.
like-
I don't think about that anymore. Like maybe that's a benefit you didn't think about. It's like, well, we don't have to compete for that kind of thing. We don't have to compete for food.
You still have to compete 10 times harder. It's way harder now.
What are you talking about, bro? It's
Are you
cake
serious,
now,
bro? I'm reading this book.
cake, bro.
You know how he got his wife? His dad
What?
wouldn't accept. Her dad wouldn't. She was the most beautiful girl in the village. Her
Okay.
dad wouldn't accept 4 horses. That's all he had. He wanted more horses because she was beautiful. So,
Okay.
and he knew all the guys wanted her, so he would tie her to her bed every night, like in the teepee. He would put leather straps around her so no one could steal her.
Okay.
One day in the night, he literally like tries to steal her, just kidnap her. He's like, I'm just gonna take her.
Okay.
And he paints himself white so they think he's a ghost. And
Wait.
he can't get the last strap. And so they chase him out. He leaves. He's like, screw it. Life's not worth living if I can't live with this girl.
Okay.
He runs into a European white settler town. And
Okay.
he sees like 20 horses and he just takes all of them with his boy. They come back to the village. He offers her 20 horses. He says, sure. And he gets his wife. He didn't have to slide in the DMs and talk to her on the phone for 4 years to fucking pull this girl and just live together. He literally spent
story?
a day, or he went to coffee and he said, hey, what's up? I like you. Oh, okay, I like you.
Bro,
Cool.
he
Let's
almost
have
got himself
12
killed.
kids.
Hold on. Let's put this
He
into
did.
perspective
His
for a
is
second.
different, but the
What?
rest of them are short. They're like, oh, that guy's kind of cool. I'll go talk to her for 10 minutes. And she can be my wife for the rest of eternity, and I'm good.
What? You
Not
just gave me an
for-
example of like the hardest thing you could ever have to do to get somebody. He ended up
It's
having to
not
like.
hard.
What do you
For
mean?
them,
He almost
they-
got himself killed.
Barely. They're used to, dude. They're ready for death.
That's a lot.
every
That takes
day,
a lot
bro.
of
These
courage.
guys are-
If there
these
was
are warriors.
okay, exactly. But nowadays, right?
Now that's like scary for
that's-
us. For them, they're like, let's go. I'm ready to die. It's death time. They're
No,
amped for
dude.
that shit, bro.
I don't know.
These are warriors, bro.
I don't know. I don't think
Warriors look
there's
forward to
even back
battle.
in the day. Even back in the day, I feel like the warriors. Even like there were probably plenty of cowards in between those like awesome
Tons.
warriors that you're discussing.
For sure.
Well, like, okay then. So like I
But
don't
not
feel
all.
like
There's a lot of
personalities.
like the soldiers, bro.
But what are you basing that on, dude? You're basing it on the
Just
fact that
these
like there were a
old
lot of
books,
people that
dude.
raided and killed people. Just because a
Yeah,
lot of
these
people got
old
killed
books.
doesn't mean that a lot of people were courageous.
No, I know. But like just I don't know. Like you just read these books, these old books.